And we're live! Hello, I'm Keegan. Welcome to Plus One EX Scream. We're a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare, alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. Our dream and hopes to help amazing designers. Oh my god, I'm talking too fast today. Help amazing designers find great players who love their games, and great players find amazing designers whose games they can love. Our favorite way to do that is by sitting down and playing games with people, and tonight we're sitting down with some of my favorite people to play Layers of Unreality, one of our upcoming Zine.Club titles this month. We're going to go around and introduce everyone. Tell us your names, your pronouns, and where you can be found online. Let's start with Christian. Go.
Hi, I'm Christian Sorrell. I am online at meatcastlegameware.com. People can find my stuff at meatcastlegameware.com. That's all that you need to know.
Sick. Max, it's you.
Yeah, I am Max Lander. I make games, which you can find on the internet at maxlander.itch.io, and I also co-host a podcast with Aaron Motherfucking King that you can find at rtfmcast.com.
Ray, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, my name is Ray. My pronouns are he and they. I also like to make games. I can theoretically be found on the internet on Tumblr and my website, but I've been swallowed by a game that I've been working really hard on for. And it is, I wandered through here to find this place. That's about it.
And then Josh, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what we'll be playing today.
Well, sure. Hi, hello. I'm Josh. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at ostrichmonkey.itch.io or ostrichmonkey-games over on the Tumblrs. Technically, I'm on Blue Sky and whatever, but Itch and Tumblr are where you find the cool stuff that I do. I also make games. Weird trend here. Games and game things, including what we are going to be running through tonight, which is a module called Layers of Unreality, written for the game Liminal Horror, which is a cool sort of contemporary OSR horror game. Blanking on the name of the person who made it, but it's very cool. Rules are freely available. Lots of cool modules for it as well. Layers, which is what I made, is sort of roughly based on the back rooms. We are going to be exploring through the Skine. I wrote it. I don't know how you say it. Sort of the spaces behind reality, in between everything. It's going to be spooky. There's going to be some horror. There's going to be some weird stuff. It is a depth crawl. So it's kind of, you're moving from room to room, delving deeper into this strange zone. If you've ever heard of like the Stygian Library, which is fun, kind of roughly, I was inspired by that. Yeah, you can find it over on my itch page for digital, and then Plus One EXP is going to be having physical copies as part of the Zine Club.
But I think it starts today for Zine.Club, right? I should know this. Yeah, but I think it's available today. I think Tony's in the chat, so hopefully Tony yells at me if I'm wrong.
Very excited to see physical copies being able to go out now or soon.
Well, perfect. Do you want to take us into the game?
Sure. So we are going to be dropping in sort of in media res. We're not starting at the beginning. All of our cast of characters has spent some time wandering and delving through the Skine. That's the pronunciation I'm going with. Which we'll get to the first room we emerge into. But before we do that, how's about I turn it back on everybody else so we can introduce the characters. You can tell us in the audience a little about who you are, who you're playing, and what their deal is. Why and how did they stumble in to this guy and into these back rooms, right? Who would like to go first? Otherwise, I can call on somebody from the class.
I'm happy to go first.
Thanks for volunteering.
Yeah, my character is Dimitri Coriolis. I think he's probably like early 30s. His traits are rugged, chiseled face, choppy speech. He has armored vest, sawed-off shotgun, really not much else at all on him, just sort of like jeans and a t-shirt on under that. His whole deal is that his brother got roped in with a cult that their beliefs was tied to this place. They brought him here. He escaped, but his brother is like a true believer and is lost in that. And part of his background, which is from the layers of Unreality, like specific background, is corridor addict, which is basically that he survived once here before. And even though that was traumatic and terrible, he can't get it out of his head. So he came back this time because he's like, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to find the end. I'm going to, like, you know, deal with this place once and for all.
I
Awesome.
think I'm playing the anti-Dimitri, so I can go next.
Sure.
I'm playing Dante Sharp, who is a video influencer, a 26-year-old video influencer. Just really
Nearing retirement.
The true
Yeah.
horror.
Who is brawny and honorable, apparently, and is thoroughly convinced by all of the online evidence of like a higher power that has some relationship to all this nonsense. But I'm generally in it for the likes. In it for the likes. Gotta get those numbers up.
Really, the horror.
Ooh.
Really.
Yeah,
was
I'm playing the
joking, but
most horrific
you
character.
take back the joke. It's like real.
You say that, but
Oh no.
I'm playing Vic Childs. He's 45. He's terminally online. That's my background specifically. Is I have the terminally online background. And I think I went down like a Reddit hole or something, and I read something not designed to be read by mortals. And I have found religion since. Which is the most horrifying combination of things I could have rolled, I think.
The least I want to
Yeah,
meet this
very
person in real life.
For the sake of the stream, I am being played by Rizzo the Rat. I feel like I have to state that before we move on.
I feel like somebody should have bet on whether or not any of us were going to be able to, like, what is the longest period of time that somebody does not laugh in? That is the
Oh,
running.
I would
that is the running bet.
fail. No.
Somebody has to win.
Ooh. Me not laughing? What is that? I feel personally attacked. On that note, I'm playing Lucas Lim. Lucas's pronouns are he, they. The only real horror thing about him is that he's a lawyer, I think. To all the lawyers listening, I'm half joking. And well, because I wrote here lawyer corpo scum in particular, like he's just that type who helps companies not pay insurance and stuff like that. So that type of lawyer. And so his background, the scheme background is naive. I was gonna ask Josh how to pronounce this, but now I don't know. He knows
Pyramid.
how. There you go. Which means like a moth to the flame. I was pulled in here by unknown forces. And in particular, poor Lucas is convinced that he used to have a fiance. They can't remember anything about the fiance, but they have these voice recordings that are degrading, showing how Lucas is running out of time. And his fiance was obsessed with the scheme of the corridors. And was first pulled in through the same way, and now the same thing is maybe happening to Lucas. We'll see. So maybe the real horror is that Lucas has good intentions. So that's a bad thing to have in this place, probably.
And which Muppet was Lucas?
Oh my God, the only one.
None of us know Muppets, which makes this so much
Name.
funnier.
I was gonna say this is not a Muppet, but this is like a cereal mascot,
Oh,
Count
even better.
Chocula. I don't know why that one keeps coming up. So.
Perfect, thank you.
That's good. That's good. Great. So this unsuspecting, unprepared, unexpected group of strangers, as you've been delving through the sky and you sort of stumbled upon each other, and it's always safer to go in a group, probably. So after spending who knows how long back here, time moves in fits and spurts. Sometimes it just stretches on, and other times it feels compressed and compacted together. You emerge into a room that feels reminiscent of a large, sort of ornate hotel lobby. Right. There's like large kind of hanging chandeliers and lamps somewhere up there. They're scattered, spread far apart. The light they create only shedding like small pockets of light, so you can never really see the entire space. Rather cavernous, even. In the center of the room, there is a winding queue of sort of those red velvet ropes, sort of to lead you perhaps towards a hotel, front desk or something. You can't see, it's dark. But you can see, at the entrance to that queue is a nice little sign that just says politely, "No cutting." Off to the side, sort of again, kind of barely illuminated by one of these chandeliers from far above, is a row of 6 elevator doors. Yeah. And now that you think about it, wondering how did we actually enter this room, turning behind you, looking for the way you came in, doesn't appear to still be there.
Does anyone have a lucky number?
4.
Great.
We can take that thing down to get further into this place. Hopefully.
Is that the goal?
It's my goal.
Is there a number? Is there like a button, like a elevator call button per door, or just per
Mhm.
bank?
Yeah, each door has its own like little button, so you could presumably use each elevator independently.
I'm gonna press down on number 4.
Sure. So there's a little chime, a little ding as you press the button. And the little display kind of above the door starts moving. You can't read any numbers on it, right? It's moving, and there's a little indicator that would presumably say like what floor the elevator's on, coming up or coming down. But looking at that kind of hurts a little too much, so probably don't stare at it. And as you're waiting for this elevator, again, looking around the room, in the distance, kind of on the opposite side from where you are, those chandeliers, which are creating the only sources of light, you see one just go off, and then another one, and then another one, slowly getting closer to where you all are. As far as you can tell, that elevator still ticking, still coming.
I look that direction towards the lights with my shotgun, make sure nothing's coming.
It's dark, right? Almost pitch black, aside from the spaces that are illuminated directly beneath those chandeliers. And as you're sort of staring into that darkness, looking for any sign of movement, you think you see something, but again, as it approaches and reaches towards those points of light, it just goes out, right before you can see what is coming towards you. You think you also start to see, there's that big red velvet rope queue line. Some of that starts to get dragged across the floor. You kind of hear it scraping on the say marble floor. It's a fancy hotel lobby.
Anyone got a light?
I
I have a flashlight.
selfie rig, which I assume means that I have a light, but only that I can point it at myself. And so I feel like my tactic for the entire, just forever, for all time, is just going to be looking only like through the camera behind me. This is a terrible plan.
This is actually a really good idea for a setup for like a horror movie shot.
Yeah.
Like you
So-
turning
Yeah.
turning to like selfie the monster behind you.
I
Love
am like hunting Medusa, but the new version. And
Actually,
so like
great.
I'm saying this much more confident than I think my character is, but like in my mind there's a light that points this way, and so I can see farther behind me than I can see in front of me.
I think while you're getting this set up, I do dig through my book bag and pull out my flashlight.
That's reasonable.
I won't turn it
Okay.
on because I think you have it handled right now.
Just in case. Do you think your like big fancy selfie rig, you know, that you brought into this place, are you like kind of ghost hunter mode? Did you put on like a night vision camera or anything like that? Do you think you can sort of see further into the darkness with that, or is it just literally like selfie stick, phone camera, ring light that you're
I mean,
waving around?
it feels more fun to me to have some kind of night vision that I can toggle, but maybe it's like shitty, like heat vision or something, which is less precise, but would read as like a little bit spookier on stream because it would like always show something. Like there will always be some kind of heat signature registering. And it's probably like the shitty phone version of that. You know, you can get like the apps that are fake heat vision or whatever. It's
Love
that. But
So with that sort of like vague heat camera, in the dark and getting closer, you can see kind of a humanoid shape, but very, very tall and like spindly, right? And it looks almost like it's leaving some sort of trail of something. You can see little like hot spots that are slowly cooling off, you know, as this thing approaches, just sort of in a direct line, right? And I think also because you're witnessing something very spooky, if you would take 1 point of stress.
Is that just? Do I even know how that is? Is that just?
Yeah. So the way it works, and for any liminal horror fans in the audience, I apologize as I reread the rules like half an hour ago. Stress and physical damage all go into your HP hit protection. When your hit protection runs out, that's when we got to make rolls for crits or fallouts or things like that. And then when you have a few moments to like catch your breath, you can restore all your HP. If something's really serious, it can damage your stats, which is, I believe, you don't want that to happen.
We're already so low.
For any of us who have maybe been in this place before, which it might just be my character, is this a thing that I would have seen? Is this like the thing that always chases you when you're in the skiing, or is this like a new thing?
So I think given that, you know, you've been here before, maybe not literally here, but you've experienced the wonders of the skiing. There are varying manner of things. I don't know if you've encountered this particular whatever before, but from what you've firsthand experienced, most stuff down here, if it's not actively trying to get you, it can be curious, but also still equally dangerous, right? You know, so, you know, like a child or something, you know, getting very curious about bugs or something and accidentally squishing it, right?
If it gets within like 15 feet of us, I'm probably going to shoot it.
Right.
I just want to hit the elevator button more because I think if I press
Just
it more,
press
it
it
moves
more.
faster.
I know, right?
That
Yeah,
always
elevator.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. There is this moment as it is getting closer and closer and closer, and the lights keep going out and out and out, just like blinking. These rows of these lights just sweeping darkness, getting closer to you. And almost at that like 15 feet mark, and I think you're preparing to, shoot at it just into the darkness and hopefully hit it. There is a ding as the elevator door arrives, or the elevator arrives. The door was already there. And then the door starts to slowly open, just seemingly on its own pace, own schedule.
Squeezing in.
Time to go. Get in.
You squeeze and clamber into this elevator. And as, the elevator is finally actually open, and then I imagine there's some rapidly pressing just any random button in sight.
Door closed, door closed, door closed, door closed, door closed.
The doors start to close again on their own schedule. Just closing. And that last row of lights, the ones that were just above the elevator, like bank, go out. And the door's about this much, a strange, covered in like almost like a dark dripping shadow, just this hand with super long fingers, many jointed, just shoots in to the elevator, trying to grasp at anybody that it can reach. Right. So who was closest to the door versus who was sandwiching themselves against the opposite wall?
I just said I was standing at the door, smacking the door close button.
Yeah, so
I think I'm probably near there too.
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
cocky defender
You didn't
man.
have your shot. Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I don't have
I'm
a
gonna have the
shotgun,
two
so
of
I'll let
you-
you happily be in front of me.
Still, let's put our characters in some peril. I'm going to have the two of you make a dexterity save. So that's rolling a d20 and then getting equal or under in order to not get grabbed.
Yeah, I
it
definitely
gonna
have a
be a problem?
D20 out and my light's on, so I can find where it is.
I have a dexterity of 11 and I rolled a 6.
Is that Max what you're saying?
It's like, is it going to be a problem that I do not have a single thing in my inventory that can harm anything?
Same.
Wow.
That's great.
That was
Good.
on purpose.
Yeah, it was like,
I rolled
not us all in here playing Outlast. It's whatever. It's fine.
I rolled a
I was gonna say something
7.
your subscribers requested for this particular.
Yeah, can I get a?
It's because like on TikTok and stuff that you get demonetized if you have a gun. So like it says like fake gun, like you have like a Nerf gun or something, and it always says fake gun on the screen across, like not a real weapon in the disclaimer.
The idea that, you'll get demonetized if you're seen, with a gun, but not, as you're plumbing the depths of like the horror between reality. That's fine. That's fine for Twitch.
Well, it's probably photoshopped anyway. Is what they tell me.
Yeah. So as this thing, grasps around, maybe you shoot at it a little bit. It doesn't grab anybody, luckily.
Well, you
And,
only shoot at it a
right-
little bit.
I was gonna say
With
when
a
it like, sticks
shotgun.
its hand
With a
in, I definitely
shotgun.
I think I'm trigger happy, and I'm definitely I would fire at this thing, even if it doesn't grab either of us.
Yeah.
It's
That's
extremely
certainly
loud in the elevator. It would be a terrible place to shoot a shotgun.
Yeah. Well, it helps as the hand quickly retracts as the elevator doors finally close with a soft little.
Ooh, I
And
did
feel
it.
the elevator moving. You did do it. Congratulations.
I personally defeated the weird hand. You all are welcome.
Is this thing taking us up or down? Can we tell?
It's moving.
What do the buttons say now that we have a chance to look at them?
They don't say anything. They're all just blank. Like it looks like a typical elevator. And I think given that you've explored the Skyne before, there is this thing where stuff appears familiar or recognizable. It's like, oh, this is an elevator. A person makes an elevator. But then the closer you look at something, the more time you spend in there, it's like not quite. Everything is sort of perpetually in this uncanny valley, like something mimicking the idea of an elevator. It's like, yeah, elevators have buttons, right? There's like a big row of buttons there. And you actually look, some of them, they're not necessarily even aligned all in the same row.
So it's
And
like
that-
AI art? Is that what's happening?
Sounds like that mixed with like dream brain, where it's like,
Mhm.
Okay. Terrifying.
We all
Right.
do have too many hands now, I guess.
Oh, okay, enough about that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I'm definitely trying to pretend that I'm not super freaked out being both in an elevator and in an elevator that doesn't seem to really be an elevator. And I feel like the way that that manifests is that like I'm always trying to stream the tiny detail that isn't working. So there's like this constant stream monologue in the background of like, wow, these buttons don't really look like super button proper. Like there's not. Does anybody have any ideas about what these buttons could mean? I don't have internet access in here. Like I can't like be Googling shit. But if you guys have answers, if you've seen this kind of imagery before, like let me know in the chat. It's not. It's just like a constant.
I've seen Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, and I understand elevators that don't work like they're supposed to. So I'm not worried. It's probably taking us to space.
The elevator's taking you somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. It's definitely moving. You're confident on that. It's quiet though. There's no bad elevator music. Right. It's just kind of probably the immediate sort of like heavy breathing as everybody's like adrenaline levels out after nearly getting grabbed by a monster. Then you spend more time in the elevator and you're wondering, when is it going to stop? Right. It seems to be stretching out for maybe a little too long. But eventually there is movement stops. Right. And for a moment you're worried, are we trapped here? Are we stuck here in this elevator? But then the doors slowly start to open, as they do on their own schedule. They don't care that you're in a rush and you got places to be. And we enter in, we open up to another room, right? Again, it reminds you of this kind of hotel space, right? Like the lobby. Peek behind the curtain, we're in the lobby zone, right? There's multiple zones within the layers, within the sky, all themed. This one though isn't sort of like the front entrance, you know. It's one of those weird rooms that like big convention centers or hotels that are attached to convention centers have, and you're just like, what is the purpose of this room? Right. And there's I think like some stacks of those old like banquet chairs off to one side, right? The uncomfortable metal chairs, they have this particular kind of smell. The light in this room is just kind of unnaturally ambient. There aren't really discrete sources like there were in the previous room. And interestingly, sort of just sitting in the middle of this room, right, atop a metal stand, almost kind of like a speech stand thing that has a name. Not pedestal. Well, let's just say pedestal.
Podium?
Podium. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Top like a metal, almost podium-like stand, is something that kind of looks like an old, like kind of 80s plastic, yellowed with age, like computer monitor. Something. It's a little hard to make out from where you are, but it has. You can see it has that sort of like kind of curved, boxy shape, you know, that reminds you of a computer monitor. Yeah. Also, as you scan the room, there appears to be 2 other doors, aside from the one that you just came out of. That one stays there.
I want to go look at the computer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I poke Dante, and I'm like, "You're the tech guy, right? Look at the computer, please."
Yeah, sure. I guess the computer's not on, right? Like it's probably not on or plugged in or.
I don't know nothing about computers.
Like a dark screen. Sure. Yeah. Why not? It's...
You approach this computer monitor, and it does look again like something that could be some kind of interface. Someone like kind of half remembered what an old CRT monitor to a big chunky computer used to look like, and just sort of left that there. And as you get closer, you can see there's a screen on it, and it has that sort of like staticky hum that all good CRT monitors do. And it looks like it's on, it's powered, and there's a little like kind of cursor almost blinking there.
But is there like a mouse and keyboard? Or
You
is there
don't see a
just
mouse
screen?
and keyboard.
Oh,
It's probably one of those
Christ.
ones you talk at, right?
No.
Computer.
That sounds terrible. I'm gonna touch the screen. Also.
yeah. I mean, that makes sense for your character's age to think it's a touch screen.
Yeah, I don't even know why I asked about mouse and keyboards. I don't know what those are.
Yeah, the mouse and keyboard. Who uses those? If it's not on my iPad, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Dante is an iPad kid.
It's on some Cocoa Melons shit.
Video of bouncing fruit.
So you touch the screen, and as your hand draws closer to it, there is that sort of like static cling feel that CRT monitors have, and then you touch the screen, and I think the surface of your finger just sort of like presses, and then like kind of almost like surface tension. You can feel like when you like touch a bubble and it doesn't pop, right? Because there's still that like surface tension, but you can feel like kind of like your finger like pushing into it a little bit. Are you gonna keep pressing on it?
I'm gonna really stupidly say it's probably some new VR tech and keep pushing my hands into the...
Okay.
I read about this on the internet. It's like a new...
Yeah. You press your hand in and the surface tension breaks, and I think it's sort of the sudden absence of something that you're pressing against, like you kind of start and your whole hand kind of front arm goes into it, right? And it's warm, right? It's not necessarily unpleasant. It's very staticky. You kind of like you get a pins and needle feeling in your hand. And then like a noise sort of emerges from the monitor, right? And perhaps this was the correct way to interface with it, or you broke it. I don't know, because it starts kind of like audibly humming, very very loud. The sort of like machinery, as almost like it was fully turned on. Someone hit enter, password was entered, and now it is engaging. Right.
And is it like does the screen disappear? Does it look like am I like elbow deep in a monitor? Is there...
You're probably like halfway up your forearm, and the sort of like black, that like glowing black monitor, it does change color, right? So maybe you're doing something right, but also you notice that the screen starts climbing, sort of like slowly clinging and moving up your arm. You're not getting pulled in, but the screen is coming out.
Great. I guess
Is there anything in there? Reach around in there. Is there anything in there?
I'm like moving behind you to like if you need to get pulled out at any second, like my hands are near your waist just in case. But
I'm very happy you've arrived. I hand you my selfie stick. Be like, I need somebody, like, just make sure the angle is good.
Got to get this on camera.
Yeah. So I'm currently it's hard to one hand to this.
Mhm. So
I'm holding it at the angle of like too high, right? To be
Oh no. Chat is erupting. You're like, get a better shot. No. And keeping your arm in there, because this is fine. This is supposed to be happening. You do kind of hear, not audibly, but sort of echoing around in your skull space, a kind of like staccato, very mechanical voice that just says query. You can almost like mentally hear like that flashing cursor as it's waiting for some sort of input.
Do we have a question for
Yeah.
it? You guys can hear that, right? Can you?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Is that-
I
you
think
can-
it's just
no?
you.
Do we want to ask the computer something? I don't know. I'm in some weird simulation. It's got to be some like.
Are we trying to get it deeper in or further out at this point?
Oh. Do we
I'm
want
going-
trying to go deeper.
I'm trying to go deeper. Ask it
I'm-
which way to the end. Ask it where the end of this place is. Ask
Yeah,
it who's in
sure.
charge. I don't know. Ask it anything. We don't
Which
know
way
anything.
to the
Ask
end
it its
sounds
name.
great. I feel like which way to the end is a great question. We have a bunch of doors in front of us. It can be wonderfully misinterpreted. It's a great question. It's a wonderful RPG question. Which way to the
Great.
end?
Great question. Yeah. So to query this computer, would you mind making a control save?
Sure. Yeah. I definitely can see everything. Hey, I made it. 7
Nice.
under 9.
All right. So again, kind of echoing through your skull bones, that same mechanical voice indicates to you that the end that you're looking for, the end that you seek, is behind the door number 2, we'll call it, because there were 2 other doors, right? 1 and 2.
I feel like probably I don't notice that this is what I'm doing, but I like go to point with the arm that is in the computer, like that way, which might sever the connection abruptly. Or maybe I'm just covered in. I'm assuming it's like the Matrix thing where it's like going up your arm. It's gonna.
Yeah, I think by the time you like get this information, it's like almost up to your shoulder. This like, I mean, and it looks like the surface of a CRT monitor is just sort of crawled up your arm. It has that same like backlit glow, and it produces that same sort of staticky kind of feeling.
I
Honestly,
mean, I feel like
I want that
that's
in real life.
upsetting, but really cool.
That is neat. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like I'm
I think
off put, but also kind of into it. Like that sounds kind of rad.
it is cool, but it's also a little spooky. I think remembering that there are rules to the game and things. Anybody who's been watching all of this happen with any sort of intentness and focus, it's generally unsettling. So just take a point of stress.
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
I guess I'm getting eaten by a computer. I guess that is an upsetting thing to watch. Something happen
But
to
you
somebody.
see, hey, it feels pretty roomy in there. You could maybe just like
We can't just gaslight ourselves into believing this is really cool and not scary or spooky at all.
it's cool. It's a little spooky. It's why it's just 1 stress. I could have said roll,
That's
1d4.
fair. That's
or
fair.
something.
Okay.
Just 1.
I'll be quiet.
Nah. Yeah, I think as you go to point, you sort of accidentally sever the connection, pulling your arm back out, preventing it from, covering any vital parts of your body. It does seem to kind of like still cling. You think maybe if you wanted, you could like kind of push or wipe it off. Does almost have like a fluid feel to it, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, can I still like hear the mechanical sounds?
Once you take it out of your computer, no, that sort of like echoey voice that was speaking to you is also suddenly quiet.
I feel like I will brush it off eventually, but first there definitely will be like I gotta get this up. This is cool. I gotta get this on camera. I feel like I should be more afraid than I am. The character. I feel like Dante is frequently like, no, this is super cool. And they're like, giant teeth right here or something. You're like, hey guys, looks great.
Yeah, I'm just standing back watching intently. Like I'm definitely very interested. Like everyone could tell that, but I'm not saying anything one way or the other.
Well, I guess we go through door 2, you said?
Yeah, that one. I mean, yeah, assuming its information is good.
I mean, it's better than just guessing at random, I guess, or it can't be any worse.
Yeah. Door number
I think it
2.
could be worse than guessing at random, but I do still think we should do it.
All right. So you approach the door, open the door. It's unlocked. You don't have to worry about that. And would somebody mind rolling me a D66? That's 2D6 and then the numbers.
Okay.
We're going somewhere special.
I don't know if 3 and 3.
3 and 3. Oh, that's fun. So you open the door, and what greets you is just open, endless sky. Right? It's just sort of the great blue yonder.
Oh.
Glimpsing into it, if you kind of lean in and look around, there's just door entrance, empty sky space. It does look like there are other doors sort of just kind of suspended, kind of irregularly dotted around. So you could potentially still journey through this. Anybody ever been skydiving before?
No.
No, but I've watched
I
TV.
probably had a client that did. Yeah, I probably had a client that forced us to do it. So at some point.
Seeing this sort of like maybe dead end on the side of the door, I want to go back and put my arm into the computer.
Sure.
Stick your head in.
I'm not that
I say.
brave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
yeah.
my left hand.
Same sort of feeling again. It's this weird, like you're pressing and then you break the surface tension. And as you do, the screen, the monitor starts kind of like crawling up your arm slowly. And you hear that same staccato mechanical query, waiting for an input.
This might be, we talked about this in the pre-show that I was going to be the one really serious person. Can I ask it a question in my head?
Yeah.
Can I ask it a question silently?
Sure.
Ooh.
If you, again, if you do want to ask the question, you need to make a control save.
Oh, my control is really bad, so this will go good. All right. Well, I failed the control save.
Okay.
The question I'm gonna think is, where's my brother Vasco?
Okay. So as you ask that question, the pins and needles that you were feeling in your arm intensifies, to a point where it's starting to get painful, and the creeping of the monitor, that was going up your arm, slows seemingly, but then you realize it's because you're getting pulled in, which didn't happen previously. Right.
Okay.
So if you want the answer, are you going to get pulled in?
I think I wait like a second and a half to see if I get an answer. Like I'm willing to give it a moment to see if I hear an answer in my head. And then if it just keeps pulling and there's no answer, that's a good question. What would I do?
Yeah, I think it says as it's pulling you in.
I do have very low control. I'm gonna just roll my own. I'm gonna roll a control save for Dimitri just on my own to see if I would be like, maybe it's taking me to him. Okay, yeah. So I failed that one. So I think that I am willing to go with it. Might be terrible. My thought is maybe it's taking me to where he is.
Could be. So as you're getting pulled in, anybody paying attention, or are we all distracted?
Oh yeah, no. The moment I saw, sorry, what are Dimitri's pronouns?
He, him. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, so as soon as I saw, that's okay. So as soon as I see him like move towards the monitor, I'm like, already moving back to, right? And it's that same position of like, okay, I mean, I think before I can do that whole talk of like, okay, I'm going to be here to pull you out, he like throws his arm in. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just here on the ready in case. And as soon as you see him getting sucked in, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I have my hand. I guess like I'm already putting my arms around his waist, right, just to sort of like brace against what's happening. But like I'm not trying to pull him out immediately. I understand the drive to find out these things, right? We're all here for similar reasons, so
Yeah. So your arm is getting pulled in, your shoulder, it's starting to kind of like reach up your neck. And that's when you get a response from the voice, and it says insufficient data, more data needed. And you have the suspicion that whatever sort of computational system this thing is, it needs you in order to answer that question. So now,
All right.
Dimitri, you're at a point where you don't know what's going to happen if you let this thing take you in all the way in order to answer that question.
Yeah, and I think that part of my drive in coming here is this idea of I'm gonna like beat this place, not like get absorbed by it like my brother. So I'm gonna try to pull my arm out, and I want to put my shotgun on like the base of this monitor and shoot fire at it, like point blank, like where my arm wouldn't be in the path of this shot, but like, you know, my arm's in the monitor, I'm shooting down here to blow off the other side.
Yeah. So the shotgun blast rings out through the room, and if anybody wasn't paying attention to what was going on, you are now.
I am. Yeah.
Right. What was your character's name again? Lucas?
Dimitri.
Yeah, Lucas, that's right.
It's me. Oh yeah, right.
Lucas and Dimitri's getting eaten. Lucas, if you want to help Dimitri out, you can make a strength save.
Totally. Yes. Okay. So roll under 14. Okay.
Oh, you're so strong.
Wow, yeah, you're so strong. I thought I rolled well.
I have an 8.
No, but my my other stats are not super great. I rolled a 5, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. Between the shotgun blast sort of shattering half of this computer thing apart, and Lucas pulling on Dimitri, you are able to successfully be freed from this. Again, the sort of monitor ooze liquid is still kind of clinging and lingering.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like slough it off.
Yeah,
Just be like, piece of junk. Get to my feet. Thank you. Slopping this stuff against the wall or on the floor or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The sort of like half shattered computer monitor is just sort of like oozing more of that like monitor liquid. Now that you can almost like look inside of it, there's no mechanisms. It's just like some spring almost of just this strange monitor liquid.
I just want to go get my book bag in it and take some monitor liquid for later.
Sure.
Go for it.
You can add monitor liquid to your inventory.
Thank you. It would not be a +1 game if somebody didn't go, oh, that's a weird liquid. Let me hold on to that. Tony's not here to do it, so I had to.
This will surely be useful later.
Yeah. I'll have a question later, and I'll just reach my hand into my book bag.
Right.
Hope there's nothing else in there.
Yeah. Again, you're kind of two options. Either you can try and go back the way you came, which is the elevator with the spooky monster probably waiting for you. There's the door that leads to the skydiving zone, and then there's still that closed door if you decide you don't want to go skydiving. The computer did say the way to the end is through door number 2.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think we have reason not to trust the computer. I want to skydive.
Doesn't skydiving usually involve like some equipment, like free falling through the sky is not really the same thing?
Just falling.
I don't think the computer would tell us to do it if it wasn't safe.
In my mind, since I failed that like voluntary control check and I was willing to like let this thing go into the point to get this answer, I think I'm just like pissed off. So after I say like piece of junk and I slop this thing off, I'm gonna be like, maybe this is where your end is to the computer. I'm going to pick up the computer and throw it out the window into the sky, or out the door into the sky.
Oh, and see what happens to it. Yeah.
It
I mean, I think,
falls.
yeah, I'm just mostly pissed off, but yeah, if we learn anything from it, that's cool.
It does look like it's falling maybe slightly less fast than one might expect.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump.
Okay.
Someone has to do it. We all want to know
What's
what
your
happened.
background? What was your background for being here again?
Yeah, terminally online.
That
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
you
we
said
haven't
you
touched
fell down like a
glass. We can,
Reddit
like,
rabbit hole
jump
kind of
through
thing, and you're like,
sky.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I get it. I get how this works.
You're finally, yeah, you're like, I'm going all in.
Yeah.
I gotta. That's the only way to get
Mhm,
the
mhm.
juicy details. Okay.
I've seen a
This is supposed to be
creepypasta
exciting.
about this.
Yeah, yeah. Keegan, what was your
AMA,
character's
I
name again?
skydove in the skein hole.
It's Bick Childs. Bick
Bick?
like the pen.
Okay, Bick. Yeah, I was like, that was Bick like the pen. All right, yeah. So you all watch Bick hurl into the wide blue yonder.
I'm just videotaping it all.
Well-
well, all right.
Whee!
Number one, I like how Max slipped and said videotape, even though the character is using a phone. But you know what? I am actually going to follow Vic because Lucas believes that angels are guiding him and is like, maybe it's a test from the angels and they want us to. This is like a bad sign to show that
That's
Lucas
different.
is actually stable. So like,
Like the leap of faith from Indiana Jones. You're like, no, this is what God wants me to do. Love
I
that.
love that moment so much in Indiana Jones. But whether or not it works out for this character is probably like
Yeah.
not a great
Lucas
chance.
goes in
But,
after Bick.
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
I like the idea that Josh is going to kill us all by being like, "Hey, you could jump through this into the skydiving zone without a parachute."
Dimitri's
We're all
not
just
gonna be
jumping.
like,
yeah.
Dimitri thought that I was kind of like the wild, like the most out there one going in, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not, but I'm not jumping.
You're like, these people are crazy.
At least until I see that it is okay.
Right. So Bick and Lucas, as you're falling, I don't know if Bick has any previous skydiving experience, but we said that Lucas did because there was that little corporate outing event. It doesn't feel quite as fast. I mean, it's faster than you're comfortable with because you're falling. But imagine, if you've ever had that like jolt awake moment where you dream you're falling right before you hit the bed.
Right.
It's that moment, but just now it's stretched out into seconds, and you're conscious for all of it, which is horrible now that I describe it.
Yeah, no, I hate that actually. I
So
was having fun.
there are doors sort of scattered throughout the sky, right? And both of you on the same sort of trajectory. There's a rapidly approaching door, right? And you see it's open. You think maybe you can get yourself in there and not just explode on impact. Something tells you that this isn't going to instantly kill you. It might hurt. But could the two of you please make a dexterity save?
Okay.
I failed.
Would you
I
like to
rolled
roll the
just
damage?
under.
Or would... Nice. All right. So Lucas is fine. That skydiving experience, that skydiving trip paid off. Bick, would you like to roll the damage, or do you want me to?
I can roll it. What am I rolling?
1d8.
I wanted you to be like,
So
do you have a
much?
D100 around? Okay.
All right, D8.
Yeah, I think typically it goes like a D4, a D6, D8.
Yeah,
so
that's fine. That's fine. It's
D8 could be fine.
That's an 8, and I had 2 HP.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Anything extra subtracts
two
from your
HP.
strength.
It's
Yikes.
subtract from my strength.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I have.
What was your strength?
It was 8.
So you have 2 strength now?
Yeah, I have no HP and 2 strength.
It's a
Yeah,
heavily
well-
debilitating hit.
You need a
I'm
little nap after that.
fine.
So, Lucas, you're able to somehow gracefully maneuver your way It just it's your natural skydiving instincts, apparently, from the one time you did it, and you kind of skid, across the floor as you enter this room through this open door, and it's not pretty, but bruised. It could have been a lot worse. And then here comes Bick, and we're gonna ignore the fact that Bick jumped first. Physics don't matter here, and just slams into the ground and just skids across. You think you heard some crunches, maybe from some ribs or something.
I'm fine.
Still conscious.
That's the worst part.
On the floor. So, Dimitri and Dante, you distantly watch that happen as your two acquaintances fling themselves into the sky and then disappear kind of in a little open door, just sort of there.
How
Sure,
about
fine, right?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, well, I was going to say, yeah, no, Dimitri's like, I'm surprised they made it through that thing. I thought they were just going to fall. How far is the door from us? Roughly, in feet, if I was to guess, or something was it like they flew a long way?
Let's say 100 feet or so.
What's an imperial?
Yeah. Kind of in
feet.
hands.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at Dante and be like, what are you thinking?
I mean,
that didn't sound good. I think we could hear Big hit. In my mind, it feels like we would, right? You would hear like a bag of meat hitting.
yeah, also, I can see 100 feet away. That landing probably was visible.
Yeah.
That's
But I did get up, so you can see I made it. But yeah,
Lucas is fine. Lucas is waving.
Yeah. Are you just
I do that Loki, hair throw flip John Wick situation.
Thumbs up.
I mean,
yeah.
Guess we should join them. I don't think the better option is staying here and waiting for whatever's in the elevator to get to our floor.
Do you have anything could we use a rope or anything? I'd rather not be like him.
I open my bag, and in it you just see a laptop and a mobile hotspot stick, and that's it. I don't. Maybe somebody had rope or something.
Okay,
I had a graphic and rope.
I thought you did. I was like, I think I've seen that character sheet, and I feel like there was a solution there before we made these choices.
This shows how I'm really not used to playing OSR because I did not fully think this through.
Well, yeah, we didn't even have a chance because Bick just went for it.
I didn't
Josh,
think my monitor liquid would do it for me, so
yeah. Do we have enough of a moment for me to use my Fallout hammer space?
Oh yeah, you got the full one.
So I have a Fallout because I was supposed to have gotten it last time I was here. So I have a weirdness about me. And now Dante unfortunately gets to see that. So Dante, you see me set the shotgun, lean it against the wall next to the door. And I start doing the cat thing where your cat's about to throw up, arching my back, but I'm standing still. And then my jaw, I think kind of gets almost looks like it's dislocatingly big. And then this saliva covered bundle of paracord comes out, if that's a thing I can do with this.
Oh no, yeah, this is absolutely the intent.
But unfortunately for you, Dante, it does say onlookers take 1d4 stress.
You could ask them to not look.
I guess that's true.
Too late now.
You would have had time to see me start acting like I was going to throw up. It's up to you, I guess, if you did watch.
There's no world in which this character is something weird. I'm going to look
that's
away.
true.
Oh, someone's vomiting? I should give him space.
Yeah,
you probably were just filming me.
Okay, so I was going to say, that horrible.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
So everyone watching takes stress.
Everyone on Twitch.
As many vomit emojis onto my screen as
my God.
can.
I really love the idea that your whole chat is taking 1d4 stress as well. That's a very fun concept. You're hurting.
I rolled a 4. And I for sure have 3 HP.
So much like how any extra physical damage subtracts from strength, any extra stress subtracts from control. And then you also need to make a control save.
Good, great. Yeah, if I die because you vomited rope, I'm gonna be really upset.
I mean, the consequence for failing the control save is you pick up a fallout, which as
You might
we've
get your-
seen.
Yeah, you might get your
Fallout's
own opportunity to puke up a rope.
I
Right?
for sure failed.
Okay. Would you, in that case, roll a d10 if you got one handy? You also are now going to be permanently changed.
I can't
the
wait
sky.
to find out. Max also
I
rolls
rolled
hammer
spreading.
space.
I rolled a 2.
2. So that is oniric annealing. A strange, dreamlike energy ripples just above your skin. Your sense of touch is numbed, but you gain +1 armor.
I mean, okay.
Ooh.
Right?
Can I say that that's the mirror just like being permanent?
makes a lot of
like
sense,
Becoming
yeah.
permanent on the.
I love that. Yeah.
Mhm,
Cool. Great.
absolutely.
I have a cool
Nice.
reflective arm, but also
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
vomit a bunch, and I apparently just like scream a lot. Like there's like, why am I? I feel like it would be like, why am I having such a strong response to this? But here we are.
I feel like over on our end, me and Lucas just here screaming from that end. And I'm like, do you think the monster got him? I think I'm resetting my shoulder while I ask.
Yeah, I think like I'm praying over you while you do that.
Thank you.
And like Lucas says something along the lines of, I think the angels are having their way with them as they must.
Thank you. That was
Who
not
knows what
comforting
that
at all.
Yeah. Lucas was really trying though, just so you know, but I understand.
I appreciate that. I can tell you were trying. That did not help me. That made it worse, I think. Be not afraid. I got you. Let's go.
Right. You can see on Lucas's face like they're hoping like maybe they're growing extra eyes and then, like, as a blessing.
I've looked at someone's face and been like, I bet they're thinking, I hope they're growing extra eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a face I've seen a lot.
Yes.
Did
Unfortunately.
the monitor end up close to that door, or did it just like fall into?
It's gone.
eternity?
It's long gone. Still falling.
Ooh.
So now we have rope.
You do have rope.
Sorry, I should have warned you.
I guess it's
I
fine.
figured you
And I'm
wanted
like,
for a video or whatever it is you do.
I do think the chat is extremely stressed out. My like follower count is just dropping, and whether it's because like those accounts have instantly died or they, like nobody likes it. Like it's just. I'm like, no, it's fine. And I'm just like shaking my hand, like realizing that I can't really like feel my hand anymore. I mean, great. Now we have rope, but like, it needs to be over there. Like one of us has to still get there.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna drag if I can move the podium, I want to move the podium and like tie the rope on this side around the podium. And then
It
just
is
go.
draggable, but like it's super, super heavy. So this will
Yeah.
probably act as like a support to tie the rope around.
Yeah. So I'll be like, yeah, you're hoping with that. I'll go try to get in there. And then you'll have at least a rope to just slide down. And then if we have to get back, we can.
Unless you don't make it, and then we'll just have you hanging in the wind attached to the door.
Either way, you can try and take the rope too. That way you all can get out if you have to go back the other way. I mean, the computer didn't tell me much. So
Yeah.
I don't know how honest it was at this point.
Go forth. I like reassuringly hold on to the podium. It's not helping at all, but I'm trying to be supportive. I'm
I'll
not
go
sure
for
what
it.
podiums are for either. This is not
All right.
who knows.
All right, Dimitri, if you would like to go for it.
Yeah,
It's going to be a deck save.
rope in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Dimitri definitely intended for Dante to go first, but that reaction was so wild that I think Dimitri like actually feels bad, which is kind of rare. So I have an 11 in Dex, and I rolled an 8.
Woo!
Nice. Yeah. Kind of roll with the impact. You're able to not, shatter your entire skeleton, unlike Bick.
My skeleton's fine.
As you make it to the other side. Bick is presumably still lying on the ground because you did nearly die.
I'm fine.
Lucas is fine.
I'll just be like, sorry about the delay. I'll look at see Bick on the ground and be like, can you help me with this? He's gonna come across. Like with the rope,
don't
like
think
can we
I
both
can. No.
Oh no, I think I looked at you on the ground and was like, I'm not asking you.
Oh,
I
okay.
just asked Lucas. I
heard-
Lucas. I think you look like
I thought
let's get Dante over here and then we'll take care of you or something. Yeah.
I fully thought you were saying you looked at me on the ground and asked that question. I was like, damn, stone cold.
I thought, wow,
No.
Vic is so polite, right? Like,
Dimitri's definitely kind of a jerk character. He's not that much of a jerk yet.
yeah. But I walk over to like
Tied to Big's
hold
body.
down the rope.
I'm sure that'll make it. It'll be fine. The other weight is Big's body.
Imagining a thing where you slide down the rope and Vic is lighter than you and then goes back and falls out and you both just fall down. Anyway.
I will endeavor to look cool while sliding, but probably that's not based. Like maybe I've done a zip line before, and so I think that like I know what I'm doing.
If it makes
Are
you
you
feel any better.
ziplining with the selfie stick? Is that what's like happening?
That would compromise the selfie stick.
A sturdy selfie stick. Dang. Survival stick.
I hit my head really hard, so I'll think you look cool regardless.
I appreciate you.
I think you hit more than just your head really hard.
Yeah, I didn't think I needed to name every bone I hit hard.
Bonus experience points if you do, though. Just kidding. Experience points don't matter here.
The 5e compatible version of this adventure.
Oh, no. Ugh.
I thought that was a biology professor coming out. Name all the bones for extra points.
I only made them name like some bones when we
There
got
you
to
go, there
bone
you
stuff. They had to know like the big bones and like I was like, we're gonna call these the wrist bones instead of name all of them. So now that our group is successfully reunited, there's high fives and hugs or whatever.
Don't high
Dante,
five me. I'm very delicate.
Yeah, you won't survive that. Dante, you looked cool at the start, and when you're ziplining across, but then again, kind of missed the landing. You're fine, but your chat is laughing a little bit.
Yeah, my
Maybe
pride.
getting some people back watching. Ziplining is a lot more fun to watch than somebody regurgitating an entire coil of paracord.
I don't know about you, but my Twitch viewing habits say otherwise.
Yeah. And now that you're back together, you have a moment to look around this room that you're in. And you're clearly no longer in sort of this like kind of lobby resembling zone. We've entered a new section of the sky. And this one reminds you of an office building, office cubicles, except that the walls of like the cubicle hallways are like much higher and much cramped and kind of crooked and twisted. It's almost like cramped cave tunnels, but with that same cubicle material. And you can see like the drop tile on the ceiling and flickering fluorescent lights.
Ooh, it's like that cubist Germanic film stuff. Anyway.
Oh yeah, very Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Yeah. That's what
In an office building.
Ooh.
Horrifying. Yeah.
We should take a minute, right, for Vic?
Yeah, no. If
everybody
you would
think?
like to take a few moments.
I
Catch your
would like
breath.
to take a few moments.
I'm gonna see
Yeah,
if
I think
can
like
get an
I'm
internet
mostly like carrying Vic and like at least around the shoulder, if not just trying to get Vic to not have to force a walk or anything.
Yeah. Sorry, Max, what were you saying?
I'm gonna see if I can get an internet connection on my little mobile
Yeah.
internet stick.
You got a little bit of an internet connection. It's intermittent and weak, but there's something there. You think it's an internet connection. It's connected.
I'm gonna try and like Google like how fix broken bones large. It's gonna
Oh my god, there's like a WikiHow page, right?
Yeah.
Like
how to set large bones.
Yeah, what's more horrifying than just delving through WikiHow?
Yeah.
The
Just also just
uncanny valley of
Google-
WikiHow.
gonna Google how to fix bone breakages and then skim it a little bit and be like, no, I got this. I can help.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
The chat right now can
can
see me. I have the wiki help page for providing first aid for a broken bone up, just in case anybody wants to study.
Yeah, call 911. That'd be real helpful in this moment.
Yeah, just all I saw from that scroll is call 911 and then poke someone in the toe. That's what I got from that. So that's also what Dante got from that. Poke someone in the toe.
You know, some of
Yeah,
these are fairly horrifying photos.
wow.
Yeah, WikiHow's no joke. So if you want to take some time and catch your breath,
Yes.
one, you can reset your HP. All right. And if you would like to recover some lost ability points, because some of you lost some, you can make you can make a control save to try and recover some of that.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna make a control save.
I'm not gonna make that control save.
6, so that is successful.
Nice.
Cool. You can go ahead and roll a d6. See how many you get back.
I get 6 back, which puts me back at normal. That WikiHow
Wow.
article was
Rebound.
really incredible.
You bounced back.
You
So
did
what was it? Something with the toe? Poke the toe?
Yeah, poke the toe.
found the WikiHow page for how to tell if a large fall broke bones without an X-ray, and we discovered it was just a bruise.
Your entire body is going to be horrifically bruised in like 2 days. Like you're going to be all green.
Under the lights
If you
here,
live that long.
who could know?
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly not flattering under the flickering fluorescent, those long strips, which I think have the same sort of like crooked winding direction instead of just being like a single row. You know, these askew and askance fluorescent tube lighting. Yeah.
Well, that was a good rest. I'm feeling better. I don't feel like my bones are broken anymore. We should get moving.
Sure.
Is there anything
not
to
boring.
tie? Is there anything to tie this side of the road or the rope to before we go?
Yeah. You can probably like futz with like the wall or something of one of like the cubicles to get to like the metal structure in it and like kind of loop things around.
Okay,
So yeah.
So, yeah, I'll
that's
do that.
something you can do.
just so the rope doesn't totally go to waste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, as you're kind of picking yourselves up, and you know, after you catch your breath, and Vic makes a surprising rebound after the tumble. The offices aren't quiet, right? There's just sort of this constant background noise of like clicking, clacking of keyboard, printer machines, faxes, occasionally a ringing of a telephone, and like half garbled voices, maybe from, you know, some closed conference room or something. But over that, just sort of low white noise that you've kind of grown accustomed to, you hear something that sounds like, like a pull cord doll voice, as this like almost childlike toy voice just kind of from somewhere up ahead just goes, "Help me."
No, thank you.
Nope. Hard nope. Just
I like how this is what makes everybody go, no.
okay. I'm gonna go have a date with creepy, slender, warm elevator guy. Y'all are okay. You got this one. I'm gonna.
Spooky haunted doll. No, mm-mm.
I think you should just take a little nap. You'll feel better.
Help me. It sounds closer now.
We should move away from that.
Do we have an away from that, or is it just back out the sky door?
I'll jump back outside.
Oh yeah,
No, you can go through the cubicle kind of room that you're in. You can't, some of the other rooms are like kind of big and open, and you can sort of see all of the other doors and exits and stuff. This one, it's cramped, it's tunnel-like. It's like you're spelunking through caves. Sometimes you actually have to get down and crawl and squeeze between these rows of cubicles.
Do we see anyone, like any source of these noises, or is it like they're always just sort of out of sight?
It's just always, kind of like always out of sight, buzzing. The only sort of sound that you can reasonably source is the now kind of regular intervals, "Help me," that toy voice, which is getting closer and closer because it's kind of slow going. All right.
Every time we hear it, I put one of their bodies between me and it. Like whichever direction it comes from, each time we hear it, I'm like, no, and we'll just like shift to a different side of a person.
Like, let me just squeeze up here. Let me just get up here. Getting in front of the group.
Yeah, I like the idea that Dante, you sort of from hanging safely back so that anything in the front, would, I don't know, maybe go after Dimitri or something, who's just so gung-ho and also has a gun. But now Dante's there up in the front, kind of getting closer. And as you're sort of squeezing through and turning the corner through these rows of cubicles and this office space, you kind of peer in. You're like almost face to face with like the inside of a cubicle, right? There's a little office chair, and it turns around to face you. Sitting on that chair is just a little doll. And it goes, "Help me."
No, thank you.
And then it launches at you.
Please shoot it, shooty man.
And it lunges at us.
Yeah, no, it
I
just
just
flings
like that.
itself out of the chair at Dante. So, I forget how initiative works.
I like how it's this little doll that freaks everyone out. Like everyone looks
I went
visibly more scared now.
skydiving without a parachute because I was had so much faith in myself.
Yeah.
But this doll, I'm not fucking with.
Haunted dolls are scary. They mean business. So for initiative, I think how it works, but if it doesn't, this is how we're doing it now. Make a dex save, and if you pass it, you go before the haunted doll. If you fail it, you go after the haunted doll.
Okay.
Is rolling your number is a fail, yeah? Because we're under?
No, equal or under.
Okay.
It's a kind horror game.
Yeah.
I passed.
It's the kind roll under.
Okay, good. Because I was also just on the number.
Did anybody fail?
I failed.
Cool.
Ooh.
All right, so everybody, and then haunted doll,
The
and then
residual
Dick.
bone break.
You're still walking that one off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot the doll.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely think I just fall, like I just try and backpedal so fast that I end up on the ground, preferably behind someone, but like I am not prepared to do anything other than freak out and flee.
Yeah. Dimitri, it sounds like you are blasting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
how
I
much?
was like, that.
Yeah. You want to roll the damage your gun does?
Yeah, it's D6 blast. It says, "Where's my D6?"
God, imagine
There it is.
having a gun.
Anything, really. I should have
It's
grabbed a
been-
chair.
Okay, so far 2 damage.
Cool. So your blast knocks this doll off trajectory, right? And like part of like the porcelain face is just gone now, right? And then it sort of flings against one of the walls of the cubicles, and then it like bounces to the ground where it sort of gets up, kind of like scuttle position. Right? It's still raring, ready to go.
Oh no.
Lucas, is there anything you'd like to do? Or also Dante, because all you did is just fall to the ground.
Yeah, no. I'm also. Oh, yeah, because yeah, I think unfortunately I wrote courageous for Lucas, so he has to act courageous, even if Ray isn't. So I have a strange knife.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know what makes it strange.
You tell us. What's strange about it? Does it talk to you? Is it shaped weird? Is it made of a strange material?
I think everyone sees the knife differently. Like everyone sees a different shape of a knife or look of a knife. So like to one person it looks like a combat knife. To someone else it looks like a butterfly knife. And so yeah, there's that like the knife interfaces with people in some fashion. I think to the doll it looks like a toy knife. So there is that. And so I'm gonna go after the doll with it. I assume that's dexterity. Is that a thing?
So you don't have to roll to hit anything.
Oh, that's right.
Just
It's like
what
auto
was
damage.
the damage dice, and you just roll that.
Yeah, it's a D6. Let me. Six. Damn.
Well,
Nice.
Nice.
I'm doing slight math in my head. Okay. Yeah, the doll is where do you like you just stab it, like what is going at it?
It's like a porcelain ball jointed doll. Is that
Mhm,
the?
mhm.
I'm
Right,
trying to like go for like the precise points, like the waist, like to get it to, I mean, yeah, hopefully it'll work. I'm not gonna say what I'm worried is gonna happen because I don't want to feed.
that would
What
make
could go
sense.
wrong?
What could go wrong?
I was trying to not say it out loud.
What, you
That's
mean
the-
that it can become multiple independent moving beings? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
that's-
trying to not say?
My favorite GM trick.
That's well, I was gonna say that's always the danger in horror games as a player is like you don't want to voice your concerns because you're just maybe
Yeah.
giving them as you're giving the GM like more ideas.
Right.
No, I want it to only be the idea you had, not the idea I had.
Exactly. There's ideas
yeah.
that could be worse, like almost all the time.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
that's what I'm
nice.
doing. Like I'm aiming for like the waist to get the biggest ball joint.
Mhm. Yeah. I feel like you're able to like kind of get away at one of the limbs of it. But whatever this doll is, it is feisty, as it is still able to move. Yeah. Dante, was there anything else you'd like to do besides cowering and hiding for your life? Which is fine. No judgment here. I want to be clear.
No, I mean, I think that's what I do. I have a thing I may do next time if it still lives, but I do think this is oh, hell no, very awkward, super not cool fall to the. Am I the final girl here? I don't know what's happening.
Nice. Well, it is the doll's turn, and since you are so close to it, Lucas, what you kind of chop away part of its arm, but then like its legs and other arm just kind of go backwards and just like grab onto you, and it's one little doll hand just sort of like starts grabbing into your arm, and it hurts a lot, and you're going to take 2 points of damage.
Okay, that makes sense. Terrible.
Yeah, and that's what the doll does. So now it's Vic's turn.
The doll. Oh yeah, because the doll went. I was like, the doll goes before me, right?
Yeah,
The doll
it's-
bit me like a spider, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's menacing, Lucas.
I know. I just really want to put this doll in my backpack, and I recognize it's not a good idea. But also, I don't have anything I can really use as a weapon.
Try and trap it
That'll
in your
become covered
backpack.
in
The bottle with the liquid, you can like, like a spider.
If
with
I
the
can get it
jar.
in the bag, I can shake it. Covered in
Like a
liquid.
shake and bake, yeah, like shake and bake chicken style. You put it in the bag, shatter the bottle in there.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go for it. I'm gonna try to get the doll in the book bag.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I love that idea. Why don't you go ahead and make a dex save to try and capture it, because you've seen it's quick, it scuttles.
Okay.
You just need scuttle. That's so
I
upsetting. It's like
rolled an
the most
11, but I
upsetting
have
thing so
11,
far.
so I made that.
Yeah, you made it. So
Ooh.
you're able to get this doll off of Lucas and into your backpack, right? And probably like
Zip.
quickly zippering it back up. Right. Its little limbs sort of like poking, like you can see it moving around and feel it moving around as it's like trapped in your backpack.
That smashing thing. Like,
Yeah, so
Uh,
what do you want to do with that, Vic?
Just try to get it covered in monitor liquid. Am I creating a worse monster? Who could tell?
I don't know. I think as you shake it back and forth, I think when you first started shaking it again, it just sort of kept saying that, help me, help me, help me, which it's been saying this whole time as it's been like attacking you and scuttling at you and everything. Just want to establish that fact. After shaking it for a bit, it does stop talking and stop moving.
I'm putting the backpack back on my back, and we're not going to talk about it.
Okay.
Why don't you throw it into the abyss?
No, I think my flashlight is still in the book bag. So I think if we need that, it would be bad to throw away my book bag. So we'll save it, and maybe if something scarier comes, we can throw the doll at it.
In my mind, this is the moment when every light goes out. This is... Just like
Well, I know
the moment
every
you
light
utter,
doesn't.
if I need the flashlight, it's like boop. I will
Yes.
not be walking close to you now. This is I will be
I'll walk
so much
back.
distance. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Because the doll's going to be on my back, so we want it far away from everybody else. So you all can all walk ahead of me.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and make sure to note down haunted doll in your inventory.
Not the first time I've had one of these in my inventory.
And as you lose your train of thought for a second, continue on through these cubicle spaces, you are able to spot there's 2 potential doors if you wanted to continue delving deeper. Would you like door number 1 or door number 2? Or you could open both and see what happens.
We took door number 2 last time, so I think at least we'll check door number 1 first, or I will. If everyone's okay with that.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oh, this is a fun kind.
No, I think we look at door 2.
Feels like the antagonistic forces in the universe got a good vibe off that door, which is not really working with me right now.
Yeah.
Well, door number 2 is even more fun.
No, door 1's great. Door 1's great.
Sticking with door 1.
Door number 2 is just a room full of dolls.
We brought their friend back to him. It'll be fine.
I think it's in there. I don't remember if a room full of dolls is in there or not. It could be in there. So as you open door number 1, and you look inside. Yeah. And it still has that kind of like office feel, but more like you've entered kind of like the back warehouse, right? Because it opens up onto a catwalk, right? Sort of metal catwalk railing, and you can see in the distance there's more catwalk, right? And more railing and everything kind of crisscrossing and up and down. As you peer over the side, it's just darkness.
Do we want to check the other door?
We have a, and then I think never mind. My flashlight's in my book bag. Yeah. Dante, you have that light,
You can
right?
ask the people to like hold the.
Yeah, I can like shine a light a little bit. I imagine what I see when I like turn the selfie light is it just the light drops off at some point, and there's
Yeah,
not
it is.
nothing
It
to be
is.
seen.
Yep. It just goes down. Right. Kind of far above you, there are these sort of just like almost pendulum like lights that kind of just gently sway and maybe some breeze or something. Those sort of like just open like light bulb kind of warehousey industrial lights. Right? But yeah, other side of the railing, probably not a great idea.
I mean, we can poke our head in the other door. There's no harm in it, right?
Go for it.
Hmm.
I say, handling my shotgun, like there might be something behind this other door.
I'll open the other door.
Sure. You want to roll a D66 for me, please?
Sure. 33.
33.
Oh no.
So, do you?
No. What? No, it's
I
what
don't like it
happened.
when the game is
Josh,
not-
you look way too happy. Stop.
We.
Let's
It's
go on
just really
break.
funny. So behind door number 2, I remember that other time you opened the door and it was just big sky.
No.
You rolled the same one.
Oh, we did.
I know. I was gonna say, isn't that the same?
For the stream and so chat, both real and imagined for Dante. If you want to roll that one again, I'll give you a freebie mulligan.
Okay, fine. 65.
Ooh.
Oh, that's fun because actually you're supposed to roll it again. Actually, roll it twice.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, lots of rolling. Let's go.
Lots of rolling. Do you know how many
24.
tables there are in this thing?
Yeah, too many. Too many good ones.
It was 65 and 24 are the two rolls that I got.
And then just one more time, sorry. So 24 and
So many times. 61.
We are role playing.
okay. Okay. All right. So you open up door number 2, and it is a strange space. Immediately opened up to you is this massive, cavernous, almost like endless room, like just going up, like almost you're like the bottom of like a big like mine shaft or pit, something like that, like huge quarry. That's a good word. And smack dab in the middle of it is this titanic stone column that also stretches up into this darkness, right? And then you look and you can see several other columns all just sort of like reaching up, like massive foundations for something almost, right? And kind of the closest column to you, which is a ways away. I mean, these things are huge, so like the scale is hard to tell, but you can see that it's pockmarked with all sorts of like boreholes or tunnels.
The store has cool Urbex vibes, guys.
I think I'd rather go there than the catwalk.
We could
Because
just
you know the floor's not going to fall out from under us. Well, you
jump
don't
off the
know.
catwalk. It was fine last time.
Was it? You almost died.
I don't know
didn't
if you can
even
take
break a
another hit
bone.
like that.
Yeah, he just thought he broke a bone. Several bones.
Bruised. You bruised your bones.
Bone bruise.
Maybe they're sprains. That's worse than breaks sometimes.
That's fair.
Your whole body is sprained. I don't know. There's like this one just seems kind of cool.
Fine, we'll go
As
that
I
way.
say, as I'm like walking into the room, like looking around with my, I don't know. There's something
Yeah.
I say largely to myself.
Ooh,
I'm following you.
yeah. I think Ray is like, this is a Junji Ito situation, but
I keep being
Lucas
like, this
thinks
is
that
my hole. It's
here-
made for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that exactly.
Mhm.
That's what. Anyway, but Lucas is convinced angels are like hanging out in this area, so is also inclined to go into the
Yeah,
creepier room.
It's the famous angel holes. That's the,
Yeah,
This is where angels come
Yeah.
from.
yeah.
they all
Partly.
need their little homes.
The different
Yeah.
angel hole than I'm used to.
You know, angels
Oh.
drill their way out of the foundation of reality.
Yeah.
Famously.
Yeah.
Normal
I read
thing.
that on a forum somewhere. That sounds good. I don't know what I'm saying. Forums are older than I am. Not. I don't. Somebody put that in a post.
It's a retro night for your stream.
Oh, maybe you're like one of those who are like obsessed with like vintage technology. Quotation mark. Retro.
Yeah. Everybody, pull out your save icons. We're gonna.
Oh,
Nothing's
sorry,
big
just
in
had
analog horror.
I'm personally taking a level of harm here. I'm rolling control.
Nice, nice.
I'm the monster now.
Yeah.
I'm the villain now.
Perfect. So it sounds like we're going into door number 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Josh, you seem too satisfied we're going through this door, and I'm already regretting not going through door 1.
It's
I know.
It's
When Josh gets
fine.
happy, it's
It's a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I know also you said, Keegan, we can go to break. Did you actually want to do that, or was that?
Yeah,
Just
actually
joking.
going to break right now seems great. So let's take a little 5, guys. Go get some water or whatever.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And we'll be back in just a minute. Hey, we're back and we're talking about Baja Blast. Do you know they only have one Taco Bell in DC and it sucks? Josh, you can take back over now.
All right. So before break, we are entering a new room. All right. Has anybody played Control?
Yes.
Game?
10
Remember when
minutes.
you go down and to the foundations? Right. That's the
Yes.
kind of space we're in. So it is this practically limitless expanse, which is these massive stone columns, right? The narrator informs the audience that perhaps this is the foundation holding up the sky in itself, but all of these massive stone columns pockmarked with these holes, tunnels, you're not entirely sure, and it takes a while to walk close enough to one of these columns. Like you can see it, it's like right over there, but just the sheer scale, you're walking for like 20 minutes before you finally get close enough to see. And these are tunnels, like you could probably walk into them if you wanted. It's not quite Amagira fault, they're not made for you. Damn. But they are circular shaped and large enough to comfortably climb in if that's what you wanted.
Do we hear anything down here?
It's quiet, it's echoey, so you can hear your own footsteps kind of reverberate for some time and then sort of fade off.
Okay, so the echo's really strong, so we don't want to fire the shotgun in this room. Which I only say because you fired your shotgun in every room so far.
When all you have is a hammer.
I guess I look at my book bag. Yeah, you're right.
I'll go in a hole. Seems fine.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, it's dark because it's a tunnel and it was never particularly bright in this entire space to begin with. But yeah, you can kind of pull yourself up into the nearest tunnel, and it's big enough to stand up. You're going to stoop over just a little bit, and it just goes. I mean, it sort of goes into the dark, and maybe it starts curving up or down. You're not entirely sure. It'd be real nice if you had a flashlight.
But he has like a selfie ring.
Oh yeah,
That's
you did
even
yourself.
better.
I can spider
Walk backwards.
No, yeah.
You walk backwards through the mystery tunnel in the foundation of Unreality.
Ooh.
Do we think it's better to go down a tunnel, or to go down this foundation room? I don't know. In character, I looked at the group. I'm like, I don't know which is better.
I could put my hand into my book bag and ask the computer liquid.
Maybe the tunnel's even. Maybe the tunnel goes someplace even deeper than this. It looks like we're down like in a sub basement, right? Like in a foundation or something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no like stairs or anything. Like we're just in here, and it's just like void of features except for
These big
columns
columns all over.
Tunnels.
I mean, there's maybe something out there, but you're probably going to be walking for a while.
Yeah, let's go down a tunnel.
I mean, if Dante goes down, I will go down as well. I'll follow.
Okay. Yeah.
Down we go.
Dante blazing a trail through the tunnel.
I feel like I would have like crawled around in dark spaces enough to have like a way to like secure my selfie stick to my backpack so that it's just like doing a really shaky shoulder cam.
Yeah. I mean, when you watch like the ghost hunting shows or stuff, sometimes they have like the chest mounted camera like hookup.
Yeah.
If you really want it. So like your camera's always looking up at your face as you're getting scared by these things, and the audience can't see what's happening around you. This
Exactly.
low angle is
I love this
running around in the dark.
conceptually, just because that means the flashlight is aiming back at you the whole time.
Yeah, I'm pretty much blinded by the flashlight light. And I'm just
Yeah, you can't see whatever's coming for us, but it can see you, and that's
Really put a target on myself, in fact.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I have faith in us,
Mhm.
the angels and whatnot.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mhm, mhm. Right. Okay. So you are making your way down this tunnel. It kind of goes up and down a little bit, but you're pretty confident that it has more of a downward slope. So you feel like most of the time you're somehow descending, right? It's not like particularly steep, but if you dropped a marble or something, it would probably roll forward. Right.
Does anyone have a marble? I'll just keep going, I guess.
Do you want to reach in my book bag and see if there's a marble?
I really don't.
I have like a ball of red twine.
Oh, there we go. That'll roll. We can see it's going
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
Also, all
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
useful items that are only in Ray, you're the only one with a bunch of like a whole backpack full of stuff.
I just wrote according to character creation.
And then, like, should the tunnel ever diverge, we can also use the twine to like leave a trail back out.
Yeah.
Right.
Not that I ever
Mhm.
think we'll make it back out, but we can.
There's a chance. There's a slim chance.
Do we want to go
Very.
back the way we came, though? I think no.
Yeah, unless you somehow
Kind of in too deep at this
fly.
point.
I have 8 strength. I don't see myself climbing the paracord up back to the higher door.
But yeah, I placed the ball of red twine. I think like before I placed it on the ground, I I sort of like study it for a moment, right? And then like as if I'm like trying to, yeah, I think like focus on my fiance for a moment before I, my non-memories of him, before I place the ball on the ground and see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that red ball of twine kind of gently rolls forward. Better than nothing, right? So you follow fate's path that is being laid before you. And after hours in these tunnels, right? It takes a while. You're able to emerge, not through a door this time, but just like a hole in a wall, right? I should, before you get there, you can see light at the end of the tunnel, right? Quite literally. And you can smell like the acrid sting of chlorine, right?
Mhm.
Like an
The
indoor
pool?
swimming pool.
Yeah.
And you emerge from a wall into a room, it's covered in tile, right? This like hot, humid air, and there are large pools, right? It is sort of like, again, sort of a strange mimicry of like an indoor pool center, right? The water looks nice.
We could go for a
Like
swim.
Like an oasis? This is the horror oasis? Is that what we've reached here?
Mm-hmm. There's like off to one end of this large pool area. Looks like there's some water slides and stuff, but it's like a big tangle. It's like a knotted mess of water slide. At the exit, there's this trickle stream of water. Right, that's sort of the only noise in there, and then the gentle sort of lapping of the water at like the edge of the pool. The tiles are slick beneath you.
Can we see where you would get into the pool slide or into the slide?
No, it looks there's like a wall, and like some of the
Like the tube goes
slides,
into the wall.
yeah, like in the tube, they're like coming out of it. So presumably, maybe on the other side of that wall, right? And like it's not just sort of one rectangle room you're in. You can kind of like see that there's like a corner that maybe goes around that way. So you can kind of like spread out and look around, and maybe there's a way to get up that, or you could climb up the tubes. You do see kind of off a ways away what looks like a lifeguard stand or chair that sits empty. There's a sign on a wall nearby that says no running.
My cat just jumped off the top of my bookshelf and into my lap, and it scared the shit out of me. If anyone was wondering what that was.
Very appropriate.
I was like, is Keegan really afraid of like lifeguards that should be there?
No, I have a black cat, and I'm in a dark room. He waited till it was dramatically inappropriate to scare the shit out of me.
It would have
I
been
love
even
so-
funnier if that had happened during the haunted doll encounter.
I'm really surprised he didn't there. He has the personality to have done that.
They're going to say the has the personality of a haunted doll.
He does have the personality of a haunted doll. I found him in the garbage can, and he attacks everybody.
Like go on, an adopt a cat website where it says like temperament, it just says haunted doll.
Haunted doll. Giles, come back here.
I'm laughing so hard 'cause I have a white cat, and she doesn't understand why I can see her in the dark all the time. She's always like, "You can see me?" I'm like, "Darling, my love, my sweet."
Fully forgot he was in here. Jesus. Sorry, so there's a bunch of pools and slides.
Yeah, it's like a big indoor
Yeah.
pool center. There's this tangled mess of slide tubes over on one way, sort of embedded in a wall or going through the wall. You don't know. Empty lifeguard stand, and then signs kind of here and there that just say no running.
I will absolutely not be climbing into a water slide tube. Just in case anybody wanted me to do that.
We just like went through like this
Desperately want to take a water
creepy
slide.
No, water slide is too much. I just want to double check.
I think.
I, as a human, am fat, and therefore water slides are a real world horror. They are a terrible, horrible experience in which I go too fast in a small tube, and it is wretched.
I love a water slide. I'm so excited to be in this room. I want to find the other side of the wall so I can climb up and ride down a slide.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
If
I
it
want to
kills
get like
me,
a
I
lay
die.
of. Yeah, like a lay of the land, like around, like try to just like walk around this little area more, see if we can see the way up to the water slide, those kind of things.
Yeah. So kind of, are you sticking together or are you spreading out?
Oh, we should split up. The people who
Sounded like we
don't-
were going Oasis mode and just like walking around.
the people
I
who
feel like it
probably-
seems safe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like after being in tunnels for hours, I feel like we might just like sit. Like in my mind, it's like a chill. We're in a like chill little interlude where I'm gonna sit
this
near.
is the beach
water.
episode.
Great.
Yeah,
It certainly feels less threatening than the other spaces we've been in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Being lulled into a sense of security.
I'm glad.
I'm gonna run towards wherever that wall is so I can try to find the entrance to these slides. But as I run, I'll yell back, "Oh yeah, someone should probably check out the lifeguard station."
Because, Vic, as you break out into a full sprint,
Yeah.
Ain't no running.
you hear the piercing whistle
Shit.
of a lifeguard and your body freezes.
Wow.
Bick is gonna
Right.
die in the most Bick way possible.
Right. It's like your muscles are like tensed up in a cramp or something. So it's not even just like, I can't move. It's like, it's not pleasant.
Is it
Right.
more or less
Ooh.
pleasant than that time I broke all the bones in my body?
It's more
was-
pleasant than the
Okay.
time you
Okay.
went skydiving without a parachute.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that bad. But yeah, I would like you to make a strength save, please.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So nat 20 is really good. Right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. All right. Would you like to roll the damage, or do you want me to?
I'll roll it.
It worked
is a
out great
D4.
last time.
It's a D4
This
this
is a
time?
D4.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a 3.
Okay, so that's 3 points of damage,
That's
physical
all my
damage. As
HP.
right? And as you're sort of just like body so you go from having a full body bruise from your skydiving incident to just a full body cramp, and then like that passes eventually, but you just collapse to the ground because
Yeah.
then all your muscles go back to like working order. So from everybody else's view, Bacus just starts running, to go check out the water slide. You all hear the whistle. Bic freezes, is frozen there, face not in a great expression, presumably. But you can tell me otherwise, Bic.
No, it's a terrible face.
Yeah. And then collapses to the ground.
I'm
Is
fine.
there anything on the lifeguard stand? Like, do I see anything there? No change visually to anything?
Yeah. It just looks like an empty lifeguard stand.
I want to turn on my shitty heat app and look at the lifeguard stand.
I think there is a faint shape sitting in the lifeguard chair. It's not like a big bloom of heat. And actually most of this room is sort of like picking up because it's a warm, heated indoor pool area. But there's sort of like a little haze suggestion of his shape sitting in that lifeguard chair.
Well, I guess it did say no running. And there's no other rules posted. There's not like a
It just
whole
says no
poster. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll walk over to Bic and help them up.
Thanks. I think the bones, I think when I broke them earlier, I think I'm feeling it now. It'd be really good to get in the water, and I run. I power walk to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you were trying to get to the tubes, right? The slides.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you're able to reach that. Because the rest of you are kind of fanning out. Well, let's describe some more of the room. It is sort of an irregularly shaped room. There's kind of like walls that sort of block some of your vision here and there, so you kind of have to walk far enough so you can see around the corner. Unless you're swimming around the corner, you can do that too. I think, Dimitri, because you were also specifically looking for a way to like get to the top of those slides, you do see kind of curved, moving around, like all the way around the other side of the room, kind of. There is like this big, if you've been to an indoor water park, like the big climb up, like the top of one of these slides, right? And again, that sort of like tangled knot of tubes, slide tubes, continues, and it just kind of like goes through the wall, you hope, maybe, or the wall sort of is just clipping through the slides, you're not sure. But you could theoretically climb up these stairs to the top of the slide if you wanted to. You think you see like a little pile of like inner tubes or something if you wanted to go for a ride?
Yeah, I think I called that out, that it looks like looks like the way to the slides over here. I'm going to go up to the top. I want to see if there's any other like real paths or anything out of here that I see, but I am kind of intrigued in going down the slide and see if we come out of the other slide that we saw or if we come out of someplace else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as you, I presume, slowly make your way up, unless you want to try running too.
I'm not running. Yeah, no. taking the lesson of Bic at heart to heart and just sloshing through the water.
Yeah. It's easy enough just to walk up and make it to the top there. It is higher than you thought, right? So you can kind of peer over the edge, and it's like, this would be very impressive. This were a real indoor water park. Probably breaking all sorts of rules on height of slides and things. Interestingly enough, so at the bottom of the pool, where you first saw the whole tangle of tubes and slides, there was one exit, right? At the top, there's 4 entrances. There's 4 different slides.
No, absolutely not. 100% no. It is one of my like legitimate worst fears is being stuck in a fucking water slide. Just a water slide coming to an end and you having to crawl back out of it. Worst.
If you even can crawl back out of it. I don't know if you could crawl out of a
Yeah, you
water
just
slide.
waste away in a water slide.
Oh no.
This is worse
Yeah.
than the doll. Toss the doll in one of the 4 entrances, please.
Oh, that's an idea. We should race. I'll take 1 water slide, you can take 1 water slide, and the doll can take a 3rd water slide.
Have we seen 4 exits to water slides or just 1?
Just the one. You haven't seen any other doors, also, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that I'm still like, well, we can't stay here, and this is farther than I ever was the first time I was here, and I want to know what's next. So
I mean,
I'm gonna take
Water
one.
slide's the only way out of this room.
I live here now. I'm the new lifeguard.
I mean, you could go back through the tunnel the way you came. That big tunnel is just in the wall still. That didn't disappear. If you wanted to spend hours crawling in the tunnels again.
I mean, presumably your shotgun has bullets, right? Because you just like drop a bullet down a water slide.
Yeah,
and
I
then
was
you
gonna
can
joke like the shotgun takes 1, but like the bullet sounds like a better idea.
Yeah. You do still
Man.
have, the ball of yarn even.
Yeah, I do.
Oh
actually,
yeah, we could
so
just pull
there's
that back up, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can throw just some little odd ender like that down and see if it comes out the other end, the other side we passed.
Tie the shotgun to the yarn, throw it down the water slide.
Just trying to involve the shotgun in some way. It's that dear to us.
We could
yeah,
throw
I
the
make
doll
my
down
way-
if you want me to take it out.
I think I'd rather leave the bag closed for now.
Then it's the shotgun.
Were we throwing the yarn down, or were you keeping it?
Yeah. No. I'll follow, and like, I think I'll like try to talk to Dante, right? Who's like still below, to be like to see where the yarn comes out, like on the slide
I will
opening.
happily
where
stay
you-
here. I will be on yarn watch.
Yeah. Right. So I guess we'll
Oh.
do that. We'll experiment.
I forgot I have a camera. Could we tie the camera to the yarn and see where it comes out?
Oh, sure.
Smart.
Is your camera in the bag?
My camera's in the bag. I'll reach in. I'm not worried about
Oh,
it.
Josh. No need to sound so happy about it. Like, no need to be so
Yeah, I reach
delighted.
I reach into the bag and say, "Please give me my camera."
Would you mind making a control save?
Yeah, I'll make a
Oh,
control
I
save.
got there.
So we said a nat 20 was bad.
Yeah, that's not good.
God, I can't wait for
Wow.
a 5e hack of this.
2 of them.
5E hack. 5E hack.
So you reach in and you touch something,
Mhm.
right? Something that has a grip.
This
It-
doesn't
it
clear it up
grabs
is
onto
the
you.
problem, because this could also be the liquid.
Yeah. And
Is it a tiny grip? Is it a full size
Bursting
grip?
out of your bag, scuttling up your arm,
It's
Oh,
a tiny
God.
grip.
is the doll, right? But its entire body has been coated in that strange monitor liquid. As it just scuttles up your arm, going for the face.
I want to just throw it down a water
It's-
slide.
Yeah. It's got a strong grip, so if you want to try and yank it off and throw it down there, you want to make a strength save?
I did pass that, thank God.
Okay, nice.
All
So
right.
it might be. There's 4 water slides. This might become one of your problems at the bottom.
Yeah. Which
I was gonna
slide?
say-
1, 2, 3, or 4? Do you throw it down?
I'm just gonna roll a d4. That's 3.
It's what's great for Dante is you don't see the Donna doll coming out the other end of the slide.
Okay.
I dealt with the doll. And
And
I
remember
reach,
not to
3.
go down that slide.
3.
yeah, I reach back into my bag and pull the camera out.
I think just echoing slightly up through like the
Help
tube that
me!
the 3 of you. Yeah, is it?
Help me!
It just fades away.
Like
Going
underwater
somewhere.
noises. Help me! Cartoon.
I don't want to talk about this. I'm just gonna pull the camera out and hand it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the camera we
Fair,
were looking for.
I think like Lucas was just watching the whole thing with the twine, like ready to drop it to help, and was like, "Oh, so he took care of that." Just silently wraps the twine around the camera, gives it back to you, and I just say, "We tested slide number 3."
Yeah, let's
so-
not go down 3. Is my vote
Right.
on this? Okay, cool. I fling my camera down 1 and hope it's waterproof.
Yeah, and Dante, a few moments later, you see a camera tied to some rope, just kind of gently like bobbing at the end of the slide.
Okay,
I mean,
I guess you say Marco Polo or something.
yeah, it's
Do
down
you
here.
see it?
Yeah, that's the one. You can pull it back if you want.
I go down slide 1.
It is. It's a water slide.
Woo!
We'll leave it at that, and you come shooting out the other end and wearing your full set of normal clothes, splash into the pool.
Oh, I'd hit the camera.
I'm gonna yell like around the corner because I don't think we can see where it comes out. So I'm just gonna be like, "Vic,
Yeah.
is the camera still working?"
It's
Josh,
got a little bit of waterproof, we'll say.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's working.
But,
Can you
know,
set a timer on that thing and we can lower it down one of the other ones?
Yeah, I'll come back up with it. I come back up
And then
with
take
it.
a picture and bring it back up?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, clever.
Is it a
Yeah,
digital camera, I guess? I assumed it was a digital camera, not film, but
You know,
It'd be so
it could be one of those
it'd be
people.
Why?
so much funnier if it was a
Max photographer face, just like
it's
fully
a
activated.
Panasonic RR-DR60 recorder, which I assumed was a camera. And
So-
we're gonna find out
It's an
right now
audio
is a
recorder.
voice recorder.
I think it's a voice recorder.
Yeah. So we're
Cool.
going to treat it as some sort of digital camera because we've been doing it up to this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fun little Easter egg is those are apparently like really high demand old school like voice recorders that like the ghost hunters really like because it picks up weird noise.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, this one on eBay is $3,600.
Yeah.
And it says Ghost Hunt Rare.
Yeah. They're not cheap.
As soon as
'Cause
I went back
they're-
to look
they're
at
no
it, I
longer
went,
made.
"Oh, you know what? This does say recorder, not camcorder."
Yeah, you have a digital camera. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
My bad. It's a camera now, though.
Yeah. You can repeat the procedure for slides 2 and 4.
Yeah.
We've decided 3 is no go.
3 doesn't exist.
3 doesn't exist. That's the doll slide now. Whatever's on the other end of that slide,
belongs to the dog.
it belongs to the haunted doll.
With the monitor liquid all over it.
I would be really upset if you threw that camera down one of the slides and you brought it back and it's one of those, those like viral dog take pictures of selfie shots and it's just the fucking doll taking a selfie.
I thought you were gonna say the elevator guy. The like Slenderman.
It's going to be in Megan 2.
Megan 2, where they just go to the water park and have a nice time.
If they go to a water park in Megan 2, I would lose my mind.
I will sue them.
All right. So at the other end, after getting the pictures, et cetera, dangling your camera down, hauling it back up. At the end of slide number 2, not great pictures, but it gives you a rough idea of what to expect. It does remind you a little bit of those sort of cubicle spaces you saw not terribly long ago. Again, that sort of like office space kind of vibe. Nothing immediately threatening except for everything that could be out there. Right?
Yeah, we found the doll there.
Yeah, there's another haunted doll that's giving you a little wave. Sitting in a chair. It's more or giving a rude gesture. That's probably bullying its friend.
This one isn't our doll, weirdly.
This other haunted doll heard you were talking shit.
This is Megan 3 in that room.
But at the other end of slide number 4 is a much different room, and this one is intriguing. It doesn't remind you of any room you've been before. It seems to be lit with sort of a soft, warm light. Right? It looked kind of cozy, except for some strange machinery. And again, this is from a weird angle, slightly out of focus. They almost look like pods hooked up to this machine, right? And you can maybe make out like the shape of a person or something.
It's the Matrix.
In one of these pods. There's several of them, but just you only got a glimpse of what's at the end of there.
A yell down. I think the Matrix is down this one.
That one definitely intrigues me. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we see maybe people is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it might annoy Bick that I'm demanding this, but I think that I ask if you will take the camera and put it back down the other one again and see if it still shows the office space.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After going through the whole procedure, it seems to be the same room.
It seems to be set.
Yeah.
The doll's making a different root gesture this time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just look at the group and be like, I'm willing to go to chance it with the pods. There's a chance that the people are here. It's kind of the whole reason I'm here, I guess.
Yeah, Dante, I think we have to take a slide from here.
And it's up to you, Dante.
You're not going to get trapped in there.
You're going to get pruny here, though.
Josh will make it extra big for us big people. So
it can fit an inner tube. It's big. It's spacious.
Oh, I should have taken an inner tube.
Not full of razor blades.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's nothing lurking within the slides.
Great.
That's what something lurking within the slides would say.
There's plenty of stuff lurking outside the slides.
It's like a roller coaster, but it's wet. It'll be fun. And then I hop on an inner tube and I go down to the weird machine room.
Inner tube? Is it like a swimming sort of thing?
Yeah, like a big inflatable
donut thing.
Okay. Yeah. I know what it is.
Yeah. We can skip the slide ride and transition to the next room.
Yeah, so you don't have to describe it.
Yeah. You do enter the room like exiting the slide. It's just like instead of a door, there's just slide and a puddle of water at the other end of it, sort of saturating the carpet immediately around. Because this floor is carpeted. It looks like normally a clean, comfortable carpet, except for this one spot that has a growing puddle from the water slide. There are 2 doors in this room, just normal, regular doors. So they say. It says normal, regular door on them. That doesn't. But yeah, so this room, mostly white room, lit by a soft, warm light. So it's not like a clinical sort of whiteness. Sound is kind of muted in here, absorbed by that soft plush carpet. And in the center of the room are several of these large, almost these pods, almost like creche-like or incubators, attached to just this big machinery made of tubes. They'll sort of feed into it and then kind of disappear up into the ceiling. And it definitely looks like maybe there's something shaped like people in some of those pods.
Yeah, I'm going to go up to the like closest ones and see if I can see through the glass or like, wipe away the frost or condensation if there's any of that or anything like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So as you get closer there, some of the pods seem to be empty, right, and not necessarily operating. But one of them, you sort of wipe away. There's a thin layer of condensation because it's dramatic. And inside is a figure that looks almost to be like enclosed in like soft feathers or something. And you see their mouth moving as if they're repeating something. But what grabs you, Dimitri, right, is the face, because that is a face you recognize. Right, that is the face of your brother.
I immediately try to find like a seam or a button or something on this thing. You said it looks like they're covered in feathers, like they have feathers growing out of them?
Almost like as if they had wings or something that were sort of like encircling,
Wrapped around
them, almost angelic.
Oh no, these are the angels.
So yeah, I'm gonna look for some way, to try to get this thing open. That's not destructive at first, but as we've proven, I have a shotgun, so that's plan B.
Yeah, so as you start scouring, trying to figure out a way to open up these pods, Lucas, you think you've been led here by these angels, right? That have spoken to you. Have they spoken to you?
Oh yeah,
before?
yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Oh yeah, definitely. They've been with me through the nights, and I was wondering if my fiance was ever real, and the angels assure me that he is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I think again, that the voices of the angels are calling out to you, and it sounds like they're in danger. Right, something is threatening them. Right, something is going to interrupt the process that is happening here.
Oh, are we saying that
Angels
Dante said that? Oh no, not Dante, Dimitri.
As soon as Dimitri started, getting a little frantic, trying to figure out a way to get this person out of this pod, that's when the angels started speaking to you.
Oh, yeah. I think like I'm going to step forward and like place a hand on the glass, right? Like, is the sleep necessary? Like, I think I'm going to tell Dimitri something along the lines of like, we don't want to hurt him.
I don't want to hurt him either. It looks like someone's already done something to him. Just want to get it open. I want to talk to him. I want to wake him up.
And like, I'm trying to ask the angels, like I say, because I can tell like no one else can hear them. This is like completely normal. And I say, is there a way that the rest can hear you, that we can reach you? Like I say, even if it means using me as a vessel to do so.
Yeah. I think
I love
when
every
you
time Max
offer
goes
that,
like,
when you offer
That
that,
man.
Can I put
Great.
Lucas in my book bag?
I don't think your book bag's big enough.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not
So,
enough
Lucas,
to trauma and baggage.
you kind of like feel yourself drawn to that pod. You can reach out and touch it. And if you want to try to have the angels speak through you, you can make a control save.
Okay, that is. Ooh, I'm not gonna say anything about it. How? Like it. Okay. Just gonna roll. That is a 2. That's good, right? That's good. That's my control. That's good. That should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. My control's 9. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have you take a point of stress because you're channeling angelic powers or angelic. And what happens is Dimitri's brother, like, eyes snap open, right? And I think, Dimitri, you're probably paying attention because Lucas is doing something weird, touching the pod. And you can see that your brother's eyes, they're like the pupils are sort of like a fractal spiral, right? So it's like multiple pupils just sort of like moving out in like this, perfect spiraling form. And his mouth starts moving more rapidly, except now in time with those movements, Lucas is speaking aloud. All right. And the voice that comes out of Lucas is not Lucas's. It's not quite your brother's either, Dimitri, but you think maybe you recognize something within it. And this voice says, do not interrupt the process here. This form is not yet complete. Leave.
What are you turning into? What's the end of the process?
The process is transcendence.
Does this, and I'll leave this to you, because like all I had in my backstory, right, was just like he, had this falling out with this, he fell in with this group that I considered to be like a cult, right? Like, does this agree with their doctrine to some extent? Like, are the angels that Luke has been hearing kind of the same end result of this thing?
Yeah, I think now that you're sort of putting these together and, kind of what Lucas has been talking about with these angels, whatever that cult that your brother had fallen into and, sort of embraced the Skyne, maybe he went in here willingly, right? There are some empty pods. Good noises.
That's me.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think.
Yeah, I was like, is it Max or Keegan?
I'm gonna get in that fucking pod.
I want to be like, Lucas, weren't you looking for someone? Didn't you come here for someone? Is your someone here? Are they also here? I can't be the only one who I think wants to get one of these people out of here. But I know you're also in angel form, so I don't know if I can snap you out of that. But
Right. I was gonna say, like, I think what happens is like Lucas just takes up the recording and keeps playing the voice of the fiance over and over again, like just rewind and play over and over again at like certain sections. Like Lucas is trying to say yes, like he's who I'm looking for. So
check the other pods. You could be here. What are the chances of all this place? We just happened upon my brother. This place is building itself for us. You should check.
Yeah, I think like what happens with like Big like opens up one of the.
I was gonna just wait for that, but yeah. While you all are doing this, I think I have snuck off to another pod. Because like I don't think anyone's paying attention to me right now.
Yeah, no. If Bick, you go over to one of the unoccupied pods, and is your intent to try and open it?
My intent's to get in it, yeah.
Yeah. As you go over, it sort of opens, kind of with a soft like hiss of escaped air.
I climb in. Oh no, we lost Max.
Max left very dramatically. Oh, Max is back.
That's it. I'm done.
I wasn't even going to question it. I was like, yeah, that's a good time to leave.
Yeah, this whole time, Dante has just opened one of the doors in the room and just left like 5 minutes ago.
I don't know, family shit. I'm bored. I'm just meandering.
Spy. Yeah. If you want to climb into the pod, it looks very inviting.
This is my pod. It was made for me.
Yeah, really?
I climb in. That's yeah.
Right, yeah. And then the lid sort of starts slowly lowering. I think at this point it's probably easy to notice that Bick is doing something over there.
Yeah, I was going to say we hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made a hiss fire when it opened. So
yeah, I think I'm just going to turn and look, kind of like stop searching frantically for a button, but like put my hand in my head and just be like, look back at Lucas and be like, don't you want to know if he's here? And then look at Dante, and it's just Dante recording all this.
Dante
I'm
is
sure they
like,
mentioned
hey,
it.
our
Right.
sponsor today is Zine.Club.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm just like about to say something to Dante, then I just like look away, frustrated, being like, I don't know what this guy cares about, but trying to appeal to Lucas a little more.
Gotta get all those Twitch
Yeah.
points.
I mean, I feel like I probably would have been like wandering around the room and looking like you guys are very caught up in your own little thing. So I feel like probably I would have been like, oh, what's over here? Is it monsters?
No, just some weird pods and 2 doors.
Yeah. I think Lucas is, trying to, with their eyes at least, like look around the room to see if there's like any familiar figure, right? Anyone that like if the fiance is like here, but Lucas is like desperate because like he barely remembers what he looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the face is hazy, right?
Yes,
And
good dream face, right?
yeah. I think because you still kind of have a hand on that pod, so that the voice of the angel is particularly strong, and you hear an angelic voice that says to you, those sorts of answers can't be revealed right now, but they could be if you two seek transcendence.
I think Lucas will say, I will take the place of his brother. I am a pure vessel.
Ooh.
Dimitri definitely looks surprised by that.
Okay.
What if nobody took the place? It's just like what I'm having a conversation with my own camera. I'm like, do we have to have somebody take the place? Like, is this required? Is there? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Lucas, if you are, with the pure of heart vindication, determination, I mean, that's the word, willing to take the place of this nascent angel still being formed. It sounds like perhaps the angels are going to consider it. Maybe.
Yeah. Like, I
You
mean
are-
it
you're an
sincerely.
vessel.
Mhm.
Right. Vic, are you still like going ahead? Are you like cool pod time?
Oh yeah, no, I'm in the pod. I assume my character's done here.
Yeah.
Like, oh dang, you guys got angel pods? Plops.
Sweet.
Bick was like,
I-
oh fuck yeah, let's hop in this thing. Maybe it's another water slide.
I mean, what you did say, Vic had like sort of stumbled upon religion through
Mm-hmm.
being online too much. I mean, there's angels and stuff here. What's more religious than that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so just in the background, briefly, like the camera sort of unfocuses from like this dramatic moment unfolding between Dimitri and Lucas and the pod, and then just in the background, there's Bick who's like getting comfy in the pod. The cover is going down, and then Dante's just like, people are crazy. People are insane.
I mean, his body, his choice, but like, would not be my choice.
I respect it, but I question it.
I think when the pod closes too, and with everything like Lucas said, I'm like looking down through the glass at my brother with these weird pupil eyes and being like, or maybe he was right. Maybe he was right to believe it. I wouldn't have believed any of this stuff before I was here. I'm kind of like looking at Lucas almost to be like, I just need some little push to also make me get into a pod. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving without him. And the last time I left, I couldn't leave this place behind anyway. So I don't think there's if there's no way with me, is there no way for me to go out without him? There's no way out.
Yeah.
Angel time.
So, in this moment, Lucas, I think you do have the choice of. I think the pod will accept you and replace Dimitri's brother, right? If that is what Lucas decides.
Yeah, I think like what happens is, with the other hand, like I take Dimitri's hand, the one that he's always used for the shotgun, and I say, you are too, you can't help but hold on to the reality beyond this place. That's part of your nature. There's nothing holding me. That's what makes me pure. You and your brother have to leave. You have to make your way back.
Okay. I think mentally, emotionally, Dimitri steps back off that ledge towards the pod, and just like nods to you, just like, okay.
All right.
Someone's cat's bad.
And as you make that choice, Lucas, the pod opens slowly again. That sort of hiss, it opens up, right? And Dimitri's brother is there, almost back in consciousness. Eyes are still all sorts of funky, right? But just kind of stands up, and like those feathers kind of just fall away, sort of bleary, confused. I feel like Dimitri, you can help him out of this pod, and then that pod is there, open, welcoming.
Run.
Yeah, I think there's like there's a moment where I just sort of like look at the two of you, and I tell Dimitri like, something along the lines of, my heart was never strong enough to make the way back. So you'll make it, I know it. And I just like get into the pod.
Slowly that cover closes. And I feel both Bick and Lucas just feel a relaxing sleep kind of just wash over you as sort of like the pods kind of fog up again. And I feel like this is the end point of this episode of the adventure, as Dimitri found his brother, so they made it out, and Dante's still around, so the three of them can try and find the exit.
We're like touching moment ending, and then you hear Dante be like, "That's all for tonight, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for the bits."
Just true horror.
I'm gonna try to get back out of here.
Tomorrow
Is the thing that crawls out of that pod his brother? Find out later.
Think like the YouTube thumbnails of this. It's like you going like, and it's like, you won't believe what we found under this water slide.
Angel
Posing in
pods?
front of the angel pod. Angels real? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Not clickbait.
There's like this clickbait version of the biblically accurate angel that's not in the video at any point.
Yeah.
Mouth agape pointing.
With that like Mr. Beast kind of like,
Yeah, I was about to say Mr. Beast is there.
anatomy.
Gives $1 million
No,
to
it's a
one of the
biblically accurate
followers.
Mr. Beast.
Biblically accurate Mr. Beast. Oh,
I paid 4 low-income workers $10 million to go down a different water slide in the scheme. Sorry to undercut
We could have been
Lucas
worse.
and I's own emotional moment.
It's good that this came up at the end, because otherwise I would have had to carry that bit all the way through this session.
Yeah.
If somebody had said biblically accurate Mr. Beast at the beginning, then it would have had to happen.
That's it.
How would this
That's
adventure
it.
have? Hey, we're in reaction roll now. I guess that's the part of the stream where we talk about the game we just played. How would this game have changed if Max just casually had a few $1 billion?
Not much.
Okay, cool.
Maybe we would have had a better camera.
Oh, that's fair. Was it a bad camera the whole time?
It
In my
wasn't
mind,
great.
only a phone. And like, there's no way that I was streaming like 4K or whatever from the abyss. Like, there's not. That had to be that shitty when you click on the YouTube video and you're like, "What do you mean only 360? What is this? 1992? Like,
360?
what?"
Yeah,
Is this made for
360.
my fingernail? Like,
God.
Do you ever watch something in 360 and you're like, damn it, this was cutting edge at the time?
Yeah, we used to
I
live
know.
like this.
I know. I used to spend like 6 hours downloading a Rama one half opening animation. Can you imagine?
Used to be able to watch a whole episode of Naruto split into 12 parts of 2 minutes each.
It
Honestly,
really was like that.
the ideal way to watch Naruto. Unironically.
It was maybe made to do it, right? Like according to the manga panel. 2 minutes.
I mean, that's like how long it was between commercial breaks, right? Hey, did anyone have any thoughts about the game we just played? We're losing it. It's too late.
Too late for us,
Well,
too
it's too
early
weak.
for Ray.
Yeah. Ray's just waking up and I'm like dying.
No, I just had 3 hours of sleep.
That's
so I'm
fair.
But
You're prepared for the
I will say what is really strange about this game is I've played Layers of Unreality 3 times, and all 3 times, each time it ends with the Angel Room, like every single time. I just want to point that out. It's always randomly rolled.
Is it
but
always
it's always
Josh?
Angel Room.
There's actually only
No.
one table
It
that's
was it was 2 different
like an
GMs. This
Angel
is my
Room?
first time. This is the first time Josh ran for me for this game, and so the moment he described I was like, I know this is the Angel Room. This has got to be the Angel Room again. It's like, damn. So I just thought that's really cool and slightly freaky.
The
It's a
angels are
great
behind
room to end
in
on.
the book.
Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, I think the thing that's really fun from like a, referenced it earlier that I like to be the serious horror gamer of the group. But the thing that I like about this kind of space is it's like, you see it in like a handful of horror movies and stuff, but like as above, so below, that kind of thing where it's like you can be, and it works well with liminal horror, I think, where your player's coming in with some sort of baggage or sort of strange impetus for doing what you're doing. And this kind of shifting space, I think, lets both the players and the GM lean in or out of that. Like you could play very like not really dungeon crawly, but you know what I mean? Like you play like we're scientists, so we're just gonna go from room to room and see what we see. But you can also play very like lean into all those little that trauma and baggage and things that your characters have and not. And like I think it was cool to have that thing sort of tie into, but it was also like Lucas and I had this sort of interesting character connection that just came out of a sort of like random roles and things like that. But it felt like there was a way to have that all tie together and stuff. So I think anything that can get you into that emotional horror dream, dark dream space thing, and where the transformation can actually be like appealing, not just monstrous, like, or even if it is monstrous, it's monstrous in an appealing way of being like, well, I don't know, we just walked through like an endless pool. Maybe it's better to be an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's always an exciting setting for something.
Yeah, I know. Josh, you were talking about not getting the time to set up that you wanted to because you got
Mhm.
busy today. Did you just basically roll this entire thing as we went?
Yeah. It was a mixture of following the procedure that I wrote when I remembered to do it, and then also just what I love about random tables is like for layers you can get super into the procedure, you can track the depth you're at, how many rooms you are, you can do a little map, like backtrack and forward and all this stuff. But half the time I just like had some of the tables open and was like, okay, that one's interesting, put those together and see what happens. Like the pool room we were in was a combination of 2 specific pool, like I ruled we're on the pool room, and then I looked at the pool tables and was like, let's pick that one and let's pick that one and combine it. Some of the weirder rooms we went in, like the skydiving room, the angel room, the the foundation and the tunnels were from a specific big table. So those were randomly rolled, and a couple were combined into each other. But a lot of it was just sort of, this seems interesting and spooky and weird and appropriate for the characters. That's why I picked the angel room. I will admit, I picked the angel room at the end. When we were on break, I had the idea, oh, what if I put Dimitri's brother in one of the angel pods, and also Lucas is down there with the angels, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah, that's fun though.
Dice rolls.
Yeah, very cool. Very.
How many tables are there?
There's so many. There's so many.
40. Most of them are D6 tables, so they're not like super lengthy, but there's
No, but there are long entries for each one, Josh.
the way the Skyne works. So as a whole ecosystem, there's 6 different zones. So that's like the offices, the pools, the lobby. And then there's 6 different room types. And there's also 6 or more depth types, which I didn't do too much with because we had enough going on. But then each room and each zone has like moments and details and horrors and encounters. And then there's a big list of monsters and stuff at the end. So there's a lot of tables. It's frankly, even if you're not running like liminal horror or like another specific game, there's just a lot of neat toys basically in there. Like I think the tables are a lot of fun, and you know, if you ever need inspiration for his weird rooms and stuff.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, I'd say like 80% of the book
is just tables.
of the like 30 odd pages is just random tables.
Yeah.
The thing I like with stuff, like a thing like this, just that fits really well with the setting, I think, of it. But it's like having all the tables is nice because you have scaffolding if you need it as the GM, but if not, you can just completely go, like you said, you can just be like if you had told me that the angel room wasn't even a room in the book, and you had just thought, I'm going to put angels in a pod in this room because Ray came in with a character that believed they're talking to angels, and I want that to be real. Like I could have seen that, right? Like I can imagine another version of this where as the GM, I just have them find their thing. And maybe it's true, like it seemed like this one was, or maybe I have them find their thing and it's a trap, right? Because we're in sort of this weird psycho dream space kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the, like, if you're like, oh, I can't think of an idea, okay, I can roll on the moments here. But when you are inspired, you can just roll with it, or not roll with it, but you know what I mean? Because it's a really open, anything goes kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Sort of unrelated, but I know ahead of the stream we were laughing that the PDF for this is like half a gig.
I think I did send everybody like the like high quality like proof or one version of it.
Yeah,
there's like 6 different versions of the PDF.
I mean,
for various things.
A classic. I was not pointing it out to make fun of you. I was pointing it out just to say that there's a lot of like really cool looking stuff going on in here. And now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh, it's because there's 800 duct tape textures.
Yeah, it was because it's all. I think it was all those nice, like high, res textures and everything.
Yeah, look really cool.
Sure.
Like it's just a really cool looking book, even if you're never gonna run it, which is a thing I think about.
Well, yeah, you know, if you don't want to devote all that space on your hard drive to the PDF, there's the physical version. Right?
What if you didn't even have to go to the store to get it? Someone would deliver it to your home every month.
No, that's ridiculous. Tell me more.
Zine.Club, whatever the website is for Zine.Club.
It's RpgZine.Club.
How many save icons would it take to store the PDF of layers?
Okay, and with that, we're gonna wave goodbye, everyone. We're leaving. The stream's over. Goodbye, everyone.